Welcome to our Sunday celebration on our channel. Today we commemorate the extraordinary actors who passed away on this day, July 5th, 2025. Join us as we honor their remarkable contributions to the world of cinema. Our thoughts are with their families and fans during this time of remembrance. May their legacies continue to inspire us all. Before we begin, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more heartfelt tributes. Kenneth Colley, the beloved British actor best known for his role as Admiral Piet in the Star Wars franchise, passed away peacefully at the age of 87 at his home in Ashford, Kent. His death followed complications from pneumonia after a COVID-19 infection. Known for his humility, dry wit, and deep commitment to the craft of acting, Colley left behind a rich legacy that spanned over 6 decades across film, television, and theatre. His longtime agent, Julian Owen, fondly remembered how Kenneth genuinely loved attending fan conventions and meeting admirers. He was a very humble man with an incredibly dry wit, Owen said, an observation that truly captured the essence of a man whose warmth extended well beyond the screen. International audiences cherished Colley as Admiral Piet in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. As the only Imperial officer to appear in more than one original Star Wars film, Colley gave Piet a quiet authority that made him a standout among the Empire's often disposable commanders. His nuanced performance earned him a lasting place in the hearts of fans. Colley also made a memorable appearance in Monty Python's Life of Brian, portraying Jesus in a brief but impactful role that balanced reverence with understated humor. A remarkable feat in a film famed for its bold satire. Born in Manchester, Colley began his career in repertory theatre before ascending to prestigious stages like the Old Vic and joining the Royal Shakespeare Company. He became known as a versatile and deeply committed performer. His collaborations with visionary director Ken Russell in The Music Lovers, Listomania, and Prisoner of Honor showcased his wide emotional range and fearless choices. In more recent years, a new generation discovered him as Vicente Changretta in the hit series Peaky Blinders, where he brought grit and gravitas to a criminal patriarch. Yet beyond the screen and stage, Kenneth Colley was remembered as a true gentleman, generous, kind, and quietly supportive of colleagues. He never let fame cloud his humility. Whether performing or chatting with fans, he remained grounded and sincere. Diogo Jota, the electrifying Portuguese forward, known for his relentless energy and humble spirit, has tragically passed away at the age of 28. He and his younger brother, Andre Silva, lost their lives in a devastating car accident near Zamora, Spain. The news has sent shockwaves through the footballing world, leaving fans, teammates, and loved ones heartbroken. Jota's journey from the streets of Massarelos, Portugal, to some of football's grandest stages is a story of unwavering determination and undeniable talent. From his early days at FC Porto and Atletico Madrid to making a mark at Wolverhampton Wanderers, it was at Liverpool where he truly found his rhythm. Joining the Reds in 2020, Jota quickly became a fan favourite at Anfield. Over 5 seasons, he played 182 matches and scored 100 goals, helping the club secure a Premier League title in the 2024-25 season, along with an FA Cup and 2 Carabao Cups. On the international stage, Jota proudly represented Portugal 49 times, netting 14 goals. He was a key member of the national team that lifted the UEFA Nations League trophy in both 2019 and 2025. His commitment on the field was matched by his humility off it. Always grounded, always kind. Those who knew him best often spoke not just of his ability with the ball, but of his generous character. Teammates described him as uplifting, ever smiling, and deeply supportive. A man whose spirit lifted dressing rooms and inspired younger players. His recent marriage to Ruth Cardoso was a testament to the quieter joys in his life. his simple caption, "Yes to Forever," now carries a heartbreaking weight. Liverpool FC released a statement saying, "We are devastated by the tragic passing of Diogo Jota. Our thoughts are with Ruta and the entire family. We will continue to support them through this difficult time." UEFA also confirmed that moments of silence will be observed at all Euro 2025 matches in his memory. "You don't listen to the words, you listen to the feeling," Maureen Hingett once said about acting. Few embodied that philosophy more than Michael Madsen. His career was steeped in that very essence, a potent blend of danger, charm, and quiet sorrow that echoed through every performance he gave. Madsen didn't just play roles, he left a lasting imprint on screen and in the hearts of audiences around the world. He introduced the world to the unnervingly cool Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs, reshaping the crime genre and cementing his place in Quentin Tarantino's film universe. His portrayal of Bud in Kill Bill showcased a brutal kind of grace, while roles in Donnie Brasco, Thelma and Louise, and Sin City highlighted his versatility and magnetic screen presence. With over 300 screen credits, Madsen turned intensity into an art form. Working with acclaimed directors and fellow actors, he consistently brought gravity and soul to each character, whether hero, villain, or something in between. But his artistic expression didn't stop with acting. Madsen was also a gifted poet. His debut poetry collection, Burning in Paradise, earned critical acclaim and won a literary award. Several more volumes followed, offering raw personal reflections with the same emotional weight as his performances. He received numerous honours throughout his career, including Ensemble of the Year for The Hateful Eight and Best Actor for Strength and Honour. Yet beyond accolades, Madsen was widely admired for his authenticity, generosity, and presence, both on and off the screen. Off camera, he was a devoted father of six and a passionate storyteller, whether through film, voice work in video games like Grand Theft Auto 3, or his forthcoming poetry book, Tears for My Father. His team shared that he remained creatively energized and excited about future projects. Michael Madsen passed away at the age of 67 at his Malibu home due to cardiac arrest. His loss reverberates deeply through the entertainment world, with tributes pouring in from fans and colleagues alike. A statement from his publicist simply read, "Michael Madsen was one of Hollywood's most iconic actors who will be missed by many." "There's always a way up," Klara Kolushova once said, words that came to define a remarkable life lived with courage, clarity, and unwavering purpose. A trailblazer in every sense, Klara passed away at the age of 46 following a tragic accident while climbing, doing what she loved most. She made history as the first Czech woman to summit Mount Everest, but her pursuit of peaks didn't stop there. Klara went on to conquer 5 of the world's 8,000-meter giants, including K2 and Kangchenjunga, some of the most perilous and unforgiving mountains on Earth. Every ascent was a story of resilience and sheer determination, but her greatest impact was never limited to mountaintops. Armed with a degree in business management, Klara built a dynamic career in global communications. She held key public relations roles in major firms in Prague and London, and served as a consultant for several European government departments. Her professional life was marked by precision, passion, and an unshakable belief in progress driven by integrity and empathy. Yet, Klara was more than a mountaineer or a professional force. She was a woman of many talents. A gifted athlete, she shone on the tennis court, even winning a prestigious LTA tournament at the Queen's Club in London. A rare achievement for someone balancing such an intense and multifaceted life. At the center of everything was her family. Klara was a devoted wife to Martin and a deeply loving mother to her 2 children, Emma and Cyril. Her family was her anchor, and she carried them in her heart on every journey, every summit, every triumph. To those who knew her, Klara was more than inspiring. She was transformative. "She made you feel like everything was possible," said a longtime climbing partner. "If she believed in you, You couldn't help but believe in yourself. Klara Kolucheva's death leaves a silence in the mountains and hearts she touched. But her legacy, one of strength, grace, and the constant pursuit of higher ground, will continue to rise. She showed us that even when the path is unclear, there is always a way up. There was no doubt in my mind that I could write a song. These words, spoken by Larry Bastian, weren't just a statement. They were a promise he fulfilled with grace, grit, and unwavering passion. From modest roots in the farming regions of California, Bastian carved out a legacy that would help shape the heart and soul of country music. His journey wasn't flashy or loud, but it was purposeful, authentic, and unforgettable. Before the world knew his name, Bastian spent years cowboying and working the land, grounding him in the rugged truths of life that would later inspire his lyrics. He worked for 15 years as a government biologist, but music was always beating beneath the surface. Eventually, he made his way to Nashville, where his quiet determination met opportunity, and history was made. Larry Bastian became a songwriting powerhouse, known for his ability to tell deeply personal, universally resonant stories. His work helped launch Garth Brooks into country superstardom, penning unforgettable hits like Unanswered Prayers, Rodeo, and Nobody Gets Off in This Town. His songs didn't just entertain. They struck chords of honesty and heart that defined a generation of country music. His influence stretched far beyond one artist. Legends like Tammy Wynette, Reba McEntire, and George Jones brought his stories to life on stage, singing words rooted in real, lived experience. Bastian never chased fame. Instead, he focused on the integrity of the song, always lifting the music higher and letting the lyrics shine. Garth Brooks once called him an irreplaceable figure and said, "I couldn't imagine the list of music's greatest writers without the name Larry Bastian on it." It's a sentiment echoed by all who worked with him and knew the depth of his talent and humility. Larry Bastian passed away peacefully at the age of 90, leaving behind a legacy of timeless songs and unforgettable stories. Though he may be gone, the music, the soul he poured into every line, will continue to echo through time. His belief in the power of storytelling touched hearts and will inspire generations to come. Music was never just a performance for Joel Krosnick. It was a dialogue, a bond, a lifelong calling. The world-renowned cellist, educator, and longtime member of the Juilliard String Quartet passed away peacefully at the age of 84, surrounded by his loved ones after a brief illness. His passing marks the end of a profound era in chamber music, leaving a void that cannot easily be filled. For over 40 years, Krosnick was the beating heart of the Juilliard String Quartet, performing on stages across the globe and elevating the ensemble to legendary status. His recordings with the group are still celebrated for their emotional depth and precision, widely considered definitive interpretations of both classical and contemporary chamber works. Joel's journey in music began early. Born and raised in New Haven, Connecticut, he was nurtured in a family of musicians. As a child, he played piano trios with his mother and brother, diving into the world of chamber music. By his teenage years, he had already absorbed much of the classical repertoire. His passion for new music took flight at Columbia University, where he co-founded the Group for Contemporary Music, signaling the creative risk-taking that would become a hallmark of his career. Beyond ensemble work, Krosnick's long-standing duo with pianist Gilbert Kalish was revered for its heartfelt interpretations of composers like Beethoven, Brahms, and Shostakovich. He was also a tireless advocate for living composers, premiering numerous contemporary works and redefining the expressive capabilities of the cello. Equally influential was his role as an educator. For decades, he served as a cherished faculty member at the Juilliard School, chairing the cello department and mentoring generations of musicians. His students remember him not only for his technical mastery, but also for his warmth, patience, and unshakable passion for the art. He was also a vital presence at the Kneisel Hall Chamber Music Festival, where his summers were spent cultivating meaningful musical relationships. Among his many accolades were honorary doctorates, prestigious awards, and the Juilliard President's Medal. Yet, those closest to him remember a man of compassion, curiosity, and quiet strength. The Juilliard School called him a towering figure whose artistry and humanity shaped modern chamber music. Joel Krosnick's legacy lives on in his students, his recordings, and the music he helped shape with such enduring grace. Roger McLaughlin's music spoke to the soul, but it was his kindness that truly touched hearts. These words, shared by a fellow musician, capture the essence of a man whose legacy extends far beyond the notes he played. Roger passed away peacefully in Melbourne at the age of 71, leaving behind a legacy of rhythm, generosity, and inspiration. Born in a small village in New Zealand, Roger's passion for music led him across the Tasman Sea to Australia, where he joined the stage production of Godspell in the mid-1970s. It wasn't long before history called. He became the original bassist for the Little River Band, helping to shape the band's signature sound and propel them to international acclaim. His work on their first 2 albums and participation in more than 300 live performances cemented his place as a cornerstone of the band's early success. Roger's bass playing was smooth, melodic, and instantly recognizable. His rhythm, unshakable. Yet, his talents extended well beyond the Little River Band. He continued to perform with a wide range of artists, recorded with some of Australia's most celebrated musicians, and lent his talents to iconic film soundtracks, including Crocodile Dundee. Wherever his bass went, it added depth, soul, and authenticity. In the 1990s, Roger founded Basic Instinct, a group that allowed him to push the boundaries of bass and mentor young musicians. He was passionate about nurturing talent and sharing his knowledge with the next generation. In 2012, he released a personal project, Roger This, Roger That, an album that showcased his love for storytelling through sound and his commitment to creative expression. Over the years, Roger was honoured with a Lifetime Achievement Award and was inducted into New Zealand's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Still, accolades were never his goal. Roger cared more about making music that resonated and being a steady presence for those around him. He passed away following a brief illness, surrounded by love. His family has requested privacy during this time. Roger McLaughlin's legacy lives on in every note he played, every artist he uplifted, and every listener he moved. He will be remembered not just as a legendary bassist, but as a humble, generous soul whose music made the world a better place. "Most people like games," Wink Martindale once said. "I never looked down upon the idea that I was branded as a game show host." That quote summed up the spirit of a man whose voice and charm became a daily presence in millions of American homes. Wink Martindale, beloved icon of radio and television, passed away at the age of 91 following a brave battle with lymphoma. He died peacefully in Rancho Mirage, California, surrounded by his loving family. For more than 60 years, Wink was a constant in American entertainment, shaping the face of daytime television. With his warm smile, upbeat energy, and signature voice, he turned game shows into shared family traditions. From tic-tac-toe and gambit to high rollers, Wink had an unmatched ability to make contestants feel comfortable and audiences feel included. He didn't just host, he welcomed viewers with sincerity and joy. Born in Jackson, Tennessee, Wink earned his childhood nickname early and carried it proudly. He began his career in radio, spinning records and hosting across Los Angeles before transitioning to television, where he found his true calling. His breakthrough came with Tic-Tac-Dough, a show that made his name synonymous with fair play and light-hearted fun. But Wink was more than a charismatic host. He was a creative force. Through his production company, he developed new game show formats like Headline Chasers and the Canadian-American hit Bumper Stumpers. In the 1990s, he found renewed success with Debt on Lifetime, one of the network's highest-rated quiz shows. Off-camera, Martindale was a generous mentor, always encouraging young talent in the industry. In 2006, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A year later, he was among the first inductees into the American TV game show Hall of Fame. Wink is survived by his wife Sandra, daughters Lisa, Lynn, and Laura, sister Geraldine, as well as grandchildren and great-grandchildren. His family has not yet announced details of a public memorial. With his passing, the world has lost a familiar voice and a trusted friend. Yet, every time someone spins a wheel, flips a card, or buzzes in with hope, the legacy of Wink Martindale lives on. Don Langeninawa was more than just a celebrated actor. He was a cultural beacon, a masterful storyteller whose performances resonated deeply with generations of South Africans. He passed away peacefully at the age of 65 after a brief illness, surrounded by his loved ones. His death marks the end of a remarkable era in South African television, leaving fans, colleagues, and the entertainment world in mourning. For Don, fame was never the end goal. It was always about the people, the stories, and the message. He used his talent not just to entertain, but to reflect the heartbeat of a nation, its struggles, its laughter, and its resilience. From his early days in theatre during apartheid's turbulent years, Don used the stage as a means of resistance and hope. As television blossomed, so did his presence, eventually becoming one of the most beloved figures on South African screens. He first captivated audiences as Lekasa in the iconic sitcom Scudi Snacy, where his portrayal of the street-smart, fast-talking loan shark was as hilarious as it was unforgettable. But it was his role as Zeb Mataban on Isidingo that earned him legendary status. Zeb was more than a character. He was a symbol of integrity, warmth, and resilience, a role that cemented Don's place in the heart of the nation. In his later years, he continued to show his range and depth. As Tao Modise in The River and King Shaka's father, King Langa, in Shaka Ilembe, Don brought wisdom, intensity, and authenticity to every role. His performances were never just acts. They were lived experiences that touched millions. Don received numerous accolades, including a SAFTA Award for Best Actor, but it was his mentorship, humility, and unwavering dedication to craft that left the greatest mark. He uplifted young actors, always reminding them that the story comes first. To his family, he was a loving husband and proud father of 5. To South Africa, he was a national treasure. Don's voice, laughter, and passion will echo in the cultural memory of the country. His legacy lives on. In every scene, every word, and every heart he moved. There was never just one sound that defined Mac Gaydon. There were many. Each note he played was infused with innovation, soul, and a fearless sense of exploration. From his Nashville roots to studios and stages around the globe, Gaydon helped shape the soundscape of American music. He passed away peacefully at the age of 83, surrounded by love. Though the cause of death was not publicly disclosed, his legacy continues to echo with power and clarity. Gaydon's guitar work was revolutionary. He didn't just play the instrument, he reimagined what it could do. His signature slide guitar technique paired with a wah-wah pedal gave birth to a distinct sound, immortalized in J.J. Cale's hit Crazy Mama and countless other recordings. His playing wasn't just heard, it was felt. It cut through genres, expectations, and time itself. As a member of Area Code 615 and Barefoot Jerry, Gaydon pushed the boundaries of Nashville's musical identity, blending country, rock, and rhythm and blues into something altogether new. These bands didn't just perform, they changed how Nashville and the world thought about Southern music, but Gaydon's genius wasn't confined to strings. As a songwriter, he penned unforgettable tracks like the timeless hit Everlasting Love. a song that topped charts and touched generations. His composition, She Shot a Hole in My Soul, captured emotional depths few could reach, showing his mastery in both melody and meaning. Behind the scenes, Gaydon was a quiet force, working with legends like Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, and Linda Ronstadt. He wasn't just a session player, he was a spirit of collaboration, known for bringing warmth, insight, and encouragement into every room he entered. As president of Wild Child Records, he championed emerging talent, always eager to give others the same chances he had. Fellow musicians remember him not only for his technical brilliance, but for his generosity, with time, knowledge, and heart. Mac Gaydon leaves behind his family, friends, and a legion of inspired fans. His fingerprint is etched into the history of American music, and though he may be gone, his sound will never fade. His story still plays, and always will. Don't go away. Her voice could brighten a room, but it was her warmth and spirit that stayed long after the music stopped. Clodagh Rogers, the cherished Northern Irish singer and television personality, has passed away at the age of 78. Surrounded by loved ones, she died peacefully following a courageous 3-year battle with illness. Born in Warrenpoint, Northern Ireland, Clodagh began singing at the tender age of 15. Music was her passion and lifelong calling. Her big break came in 1971 when she represented the United Kingdom at the Eurovision Song Contest with the song Jack in the Box. Performing during a politically turbulent time for Northern Irish artists, she faced intense pressure but delivered a dazzling performance in Dublin. The song not only secured 4th place but became a UK chart hit, cementing her place in pop history. Clodagh's career stretched far beyond Eurovision. She became a familiar face on British television, headlining her own BBC series and appearing on beloved shows like The Morecambe and Wise Show and The Two Ronnies. Her radiant charm made her an advertising icon as well, most notably as the face of Bisto Gravy, which endeared her to millions of British families. On stage, she captivated audiences with roles in productions like Blood Brothers, Cinderella, alongside Ronnie Corbett, and at London's famed Talk of the Town. With over 6 studio albums and several compilations, her voice, once insured for £1 million, became one of the most recognised in the UK. Clodagh was admired not just for her talent, but also for her resilience, grace, and compassion. Balancing her career with motherhood, she remained a deeply devoted parent. Her son Sam described her as the rock of this family, a woman who radiated joy, offered unwavering support, and kept laughter close at hand. As news of her passing spread, tributes poured in from fans, friends, and fellow artists, all praising not just her artistic legacy, but the genuine kindness she shared with everyone she met. Clodagh Rogers is survived by her sons, Matt and Sam, and her siblings, Lewis and Lavinia. Though the stage is dimmer without her, her songs and spirit will echo on. Giulietta Sciogni will forever remain an emblem of elegance, resilience, and unwavering dedication to the Romanian artistic spirit. With grace in every movement and wisdom behind every role, she captivated audiences for over 5 decades. Her passing at the age of 75, following a brief illness, leaves a profound void in Romanian theatre and cinema. Yet, her legacy shines brighter than ever. Her rise to fame began with the iconic role of Otilia in the beloved film Felix, și Otilia, adapted from George Calinescu's classic novel. Her portrayal of the intelligent and gentle young woman instantly won the hearts of audiences across Romania, establishing her as a luminous presence in the national film landscape. Not long after, she became a household name again as Ana in the popular television series Toate Panzele Sus, a story that resonated with generations. Giulietta Sciogni was more than an actress. She was a true storyteller. Every character she portrayed came alive through her depth, emotional nuance, and authenticity. Whether on stage, in front of the camera, or mentoring young actors behind the scenes, she infused her work with dignity, warmth, and thoughtful artistry. Born in Timișoara and raised in Bucharest, Julieta came from a richly artistic family. Her love for performance was nurtured from a young age and refined during her studies at the prestigious I.L. Caragiale Institute of Theatre and Film Arts. From her earliest performances, her calm magnetism and effortless grace set her apart. Her film credits include memorable appearances in Ekaterina Teodoroiu, Phalansterul, and a celebrated return to cinema with The Whistlers. But her most enduring impact was her unwavering dedication to her craft, never hurried, always deliberate and deeply human. After spending time abroad, Julieta returned to Romania with renewed purpose to create, to mentor, and to inspire a new generation of artists. Colleagues remember her for her quiet strength, her generosity, and the elegance she brought to every rehearsal and set. She is survived by her son, Alexandre, and her sister, Anca Șoege Thomas. Their personal loss is shared by a nation in mourning. Tributes from filmmakers, actors, and admirers echo the same truth. Julieta Șoñi has taken her final bow, but her spirit lives on in every story she touched. William Shatner, born on March 22, 1931, in Montreal, Canada, is an iconic Canadian actor, author, producer, and musician. Best known for his portrayal of Captain James T. Kirk in the groundbreaking television series Star Trek, Shatner's career spans over 7 decades, during which he has made a lasting impact on pop culture and science fiction. Shatner's acting journey began on stage, but he quickly transitioned to television and film in the 1950s. He took on various roles in series such as The Twilight Zone and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, showcasing his versatility. However, it was his casting as Captain Kirk in 1966 that solidified his place in entertainment history. Star Trek, initially a modest success, evolved into a global phenomenon, with Shatner's Captain Kirk becoming a cultural icon. His confident and authoritative portrayal of the USS Enterprise's leader made him beloved by fans and earned him a devoted following that continues to this day. Following the original Star Trek series cancellation in 1969, Shatner reprised his role as Captain Kirk in multiple Star Trek films throughout the 1970s and 80s. He even directed Star Trek V: The Final Frontier in 1989. Beyond the starship, Shatner demonstrated his comedic talent in T.J. Hooker and later won 2 Emmy Awards for his role as the eccentric lawyer Denny Crane in Boston Legal. His ability to shift between drama, science fiction, and comedy speaks to his range and adaptability as an actor. In addition to acting, Shatner has cultivated careers in writing, music, and even commercial space exploration. He authored science fiction novels, memoirs, and non-fiction books that reflect his deep connection to space exploration and pop culture. In 2021, at the age of 90, he became the oldest person to fly into space as part of Blue Origin's space mission, a feat that combined his fictional association with space travel and his real-life passion for exploration. Throughout his life, Shatner faced various personal challenges, including the loss of his third wife to accidental drowning and battles with financial difficulties. Despite this, his resilience and drive to reinvent himself are clear, making him one of the most enduring figures in entertainment. William Shatner's contributions to television, film, and science fiction have left a lasting legacy. He continues to inspire generations of actors and fans, proving that his influence, like his character's famous voyages, reaches far beyond the stars.